Dillian Whyte. So, I just wanted to say a few things about this guy. I see he's now being rated quite high by some, well, many boxing analysts. Yes, I don't think this guy will last, as a uh, top contender very long. I was really kind of bummed to see Joseph Parker kind of throw that fight away, because I think, as he showed in the end also, that he was capable of winning, but alas, that didn't happen. He almost stopped White in the last round, of course. Dillian Whyte, he's just, the thing is, had the heavyweight division been stronger, had it not been kind of not as good as it used to be, I don't think this guy could have ever gotten this far, of course. Because I think he's just not, he doesn't have the right stuff in him. He's got some power, of course. He can punch to an extent, and he's got some discipline. I guess he can fight disciplined, and he has a good work rate. But the first time when I saw that he wasn't anything special was when he fought Derek Chisora, because Chisora was not, in a good place at that time. After the Hay fight and all that, and he's still not really. Chisora won this fight, of course, his last fight, but it was more a lucky punch than anything. He was getting pummeled before that. Anyway, back to Dillian Whyte. In that fight, Whyte he gave it his best, obviously, but I actually thought that Chisora might have won that fight, because he was the one that delivered the best punches. Most of the best action was actually initiated by him and not Dillian Whyte. So, and then Whyte beat Lucas Brown, and he got a lot of hype because of that. But let us look at the facts, okay? Lucas Brown was already about 39, I think, at the time, and he hadn't fought also for a while, and he looked really out of shape. When I saw him come out, to fight, I just said to myself, no way, this guy ain't winning. He never should have showed up. He was in such a bad shape, and overweight, and everything. So, it was a good knockout, but come on, against a sitting target like that, anybody that can fight at all could have done it, I mean, who isn't really totally washed up, or shot. So, and then the Parker fight. As I said, Parker kind of he did have his, of course. Whenever he decided to fight, and engage, he was the better man in that fight. He was the more accurate man, puncher. But it seems like perhaps it was the White's physical strength, or what, I don't know, or maybe Parker just wasn't in a good shape enough You must remember he's from New Zealand, and he has to come to UK like against Joshua. He had to come such a long way to fight. I think people too often downplay, the part that these long journeys play, and you know, he just for like half of the fight, he looked more, interested in surviving than winning. And then in the last few rounds, he started to, to really get aggressive, but it was too late, of course. And the last 3 rounds, I believe it was, he did put White down, and that again showed actually how pretty easy White is to hit, but the problem is against Chisora, he was fighting a guy who isn't really a great puncher, despite that knockout of Takam. It was when somebody hits somebody on temple, no, doesn't matter if he can punch or not, that's the death, the end. Even, Sven Otke, that German paper champion, he was losing to Anthony Mandine, and then he just pulled off that shot to the shot to the temple, and that was it. Mandine was out, down and out. So anyway, again back to Dillian Whyte. That was about him as a fighter. I don't think he's going to ever beat anyone. Of course, he lost to Joshua already, devastating way. And against Wilder, it would be pretty much the same. And Fury, I don't know really. Right now, it's hard to rate Tyson Fury because he didn't really impress since his comeback, but who knows. I hope he gets better. But that was about Dillian Whyte as a fighter, but as a person, I want to say also something. He shows he has no class really. He's now he started really to get nasty in his pre-fight comments, and he often really is smug and really down on his opponents. It was the case against Brown and now against Parker also, and also in the Joshua fight, you may remember it was after round, I don't remember, one of the first 3 rounds anyway, when Joshua had him hurt, and then maybe the first round perhaps, he kind of landed a punch after the bell, and then what White did there, I never saw anybody really do in a fight like that, first class fight, you're supposed to behave yourself, right? He just flung himself at Joshua, and he wouldn't stop. He nearly beat up the referee who tried to separate him, and that was really a sign that this guy is just a punk. He's just a punk. I just don't like the way when I watch him give interviews, or when he was doing that face off with Brown. He was just he made that face a lot, and I just despise that guy. Really, he's a piece of shit, right? He's got no place actually being where he is, but since he is in UK, he's based in UK, and Eddie Hearn, he is with Eddie Hearn now, so he gets the big fights now, and But of course, that when he faces the right people, that I think people will see that he's not really as good as they have made him to look, made him out to be. And I didn't really think he deserved to win against Parker at all, but he did win because he scored a knockdown, and he was the more like he was slightly more active than Parker, but he didn't land so many, really eye-catching shots, and he was just more stable than Parker, but he also got dropped and almost stopped in the end, of course. And I thought at least it could have been a draw, but he was, Whyte was fighting at home, and that's it. That's the end of it. No way that Parker was getting that decision like that. So yeah. But that's, the problem. Too often nice guys kind of get screwed, and the bad guys get, more than they really deserve. That's the reality, Yeah, so I can't really wait to see him beaten up, that guy White. Either by Joshua again, or Wilder, or somebody else, like Fury, or as I said, he's a solid fighter, but he's nothing special. He's got no real talent. I mean, no special technical ability or anything. So he's mostly big and strong and can punch. That's it. So that's about him. Yeah, Dillian Whyte. He's just a scumbag, That's the way it is. So that was all for now. Bye bye.